Proverbs 1. Are we there? The proverb of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to discern the sayings and understanding, to receive instruction in wise behavior, righteousness, justice, and equality, to give prudence to the naive, to the young knowledge and discerns. The wise man will hear and increase in learning, and the man of understanding will inquire wise counsel. To understand a proverb and a figure, the word of the wise and their riddle. Fear the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. I just want to talk, Sister Samuel, for a few moments from the subject, going back to school.
All right.
Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, it's time. We all go back to school. Thank you, Usher. Before I went to the public school system, well, Miss Elroy was my kindergarten teacher there in Talladega, Alabama. Before I went to TCT, Talladega County Training High School, which is all black high school still today there in Talladega, Alabama. Before I went to Alabama State and marched with the Marching Hornets, and before I received a bachelor's or a master's, I was in school. Before I received a progress report, before I received my academic reflection on the dean's list, I was in school. Sister Clark, every Sunday morning, Mama took me to school. There was the principal, but there was a superintendent. Well, every Sunday morning, I was in school, and it was called Sunday school. And in Sunday school, there was things that was taught to me that I think spilled over into the rest of my life. It was in Sunday school that I was taught that the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not. It was in Sunday school that I was taught the Lord will make a way somehow. It was in Sunday school that I was taught before I understood about God, understood that God would never leave you nor will I forsake you. It was in a schoolhouse that I was taught that Jesus dwelt. Do I have anybody that been by the schoolhouse? I would understand, Sister Karen Phillips, before you led and taught others, that was a school that was instilled in every believer that if you don't go to college, you need to have the schooling of God down on the inside, because when your education cannot get you there, when your name cannot get you in places, when your degrees, your finance cannot get you where, there's something about knowing the name of Jesus. I wish I had about 10 people here that because I went to the right school of Knoxville, I was taught that God will make a way for them. Do I have anybody here that said I've been to school? Because I went to school, I was taught to say yes, ma'am, and no, sir. We need to go back to school, y'all. Because we're in a society where, because people are young people and they're raised by a generation of folk that never visit the school of manners. People will step all over you and won't even say excuse me. Because they never went to school, people will walk in a room and they come in and won't say nothing to nobody. Because they never been to school, Nigga Parker, a child will jump in your conversation when you talking to other adults and they will correct you. Which I had somebody say they go back to school because there was one time that school let out real quick when you jumped in the grown folks conversation. We go back to school where we can teach our children. We worried about the shooting in the streets. We worried about gang battle, but we just go back to the schoolhouse. There were some things I didn't do just because I don't want to make mama look bad or make my God look bad because I went to school. But if I realize that if God is there for me and never leave me nor forsake me, I don't have to worry about standing on the corner or pulling my pants up, because the eyes of the Lord is everywhere. Behold the good, and don't have anybody here say I never graduated from that he'll be there when everybody else leaving. I got a God that will never leave me nor forsake me because I went to school. It said that Christian kids act better than most kids. But also Christian kids, they get in trouble quicker than other kids. Why is that? Because you know better. And Satan will embarrass you, your parents, and your God. And that's why Ray can smoke dope all year long, and you put in your locker 5 minutes, and they bring the dogs through the school. You get suspended, Ray don't know you now. When you go back to school this week, young people, some Richmond Hill, Lincoln County, some are starting tomorrow, and Chatham County starting the middle of the week. You got to understand, when you go back to the public school, don't just shout here on Sunday morning. Whether you're going back to Armstrong, Savannah State, Georgia Southern, FAMU, or wherever you may go, understand, you better take God with you everywhere you go. Because we look at Solomon here. Solomon is deemed the wisest man. And Solomon had a daddy that was a God, that had a heart after God's own heart. But he had a daddy that made mistakes. But his daddy loved the Lord. I'm going to tell you, my dad had a 9th grade education, but he had a business. And we never missed a meal, never had the lights cut off, never had a car repossessed, never took the house. We got the same phone number that I had when I was a child, same address. We never moved because Dad had God. And we begin to teach the principles of God to our young people, and they understand formula, they can understand the roots, they can understand power, but they don't know God. We wonder why we got trouble on every hand. All right. Solomon teaches us that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and instruction. What exactly is wisdom? The definition defines wisdom as the ability to discern what is true or right. So our English word of wisdom has both a moral implication as well as an intellectual implication. In other words, what is right and what is true. There's some things that's right and there's some things that's true, but sometimes the two may be different. But the Hebrew word for wisdom has more than just those two meanings. The Hebrew word is hakmah, and it means to refer to some kind of skill or ability. The original meaning of the word wisdom came from those that weave the robe of Aaron, the high priest. And their skill represented wisdom because they wove and they would weave a robe that represented Christ that the high priest wore. And so their skill represented who they are. They called them wise because they made a robe for the high priest. It didn't represent the high priest, but it represented God. So if you have wisdom, your wisdom don't represent who you are, but it represents who you represent. What are you trying to say? As believers, you don't have to have a degree to represent Christ. You don't have to go to Savannah State, you don't have to go to Spelman, you don't have to go to Morehouse, but if you got the wisdom of God, the things that you do and say to represent Christ, what are you trying to say? You can be wise and still in elementary. A lot of people feel because they have a few degrees, and nothing wrong with degrees. I want you to get as many degrees you can get, because that means you get a better job and you have a better time, and then we'll be better blessed you around here because your academic, I want all that, but at the same time, your academics don't make you a Christian. Your job, your status don't make you saved. But you can be wise. Exodus 28:3, he came to Peter saying, and thou shalt speak unto all that are wise-hearted, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garment consecrated for him, that he may minister unto the priest's office. The reason why I wear robes as a pastor, because that's a sign of covering who I am. It represents, when you see me, it's not just have a nice robe on, because they too expensive just have a different every week. It covers who I am. It represents Christ. So when you see the robe, you should see what in your head what may represent Christ. you understand, that may be Sunday. I may have a stain on my shirt. And I'm trying to preach Jesus to you, and the only thing you can see is that stain on your shirt. The reason why I enjoy a book board back here, a wood book board, wasn't because Jesus hung on a wood tree. That ain't got nothing to do with it. But if I have a glass, nothing wrong with the glass book board. But what about my zipper messed up? And I don't have a robe on. You missed God. And so we represent God. We want to cover who we are and let God be seen. And so when you're teaching Bible study, when you're teaching Sunday school, when you're teaching in your class, it's not about you. Amen. But let God be seen. I may have struggles in my life. I may have struggles with my wife. I struggle with my kids, struggle with my family. But when I stand up here, I want God to be seen. So what I'm trying to tell you, believers, today, it's not about you when God has used you. The wisdom of God says it's not about you, but you need to let God be seen. So when one person slap your cheek, slap your pride up, and say, because I want God to be seen, I won't give you the other cheek to slap. When people scandalize you, they call you everything but a child of God, you got enough wisdom to say, you know what? God will fight my battle. So I'm going to pray for those that despitefully use me in this street. Don't have anybody here that say, I had to give up my right for something that's wrong, and God got the glory. You got to understand. You got to have wisdom. I had to learn, Brother Hardwick, what fights to fight. So though I was fighting fights that didn't belong to me. But wisdom would teach us sometimes you just stand still. Because I'm not trying to teach them that, I'm trying to teach you something. And so as we go back to school, talking about the church here, God is trying to teach us to be believers instead of this word even in perilous time. You know these are perilous time, right? Yes. Perilous time when people would do anything and everything. People are saved and do anything and everything. But the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Three things I want to give you here today. First thing, pay attention to all authority and respect it. Pay attention to authority. A lot of boys are in jail, young people. Young girls in prison right now because they would not pay attention to authority. Yes, I'm disgusted with the atmosphere of the police departments throughout the nation. But Minister Buddy, someone just had to respect the authority. They wouldn't feel the way they wouldn't feel as threatened they are. When you're told to stop, stop. I was at the open house the other day with my boys, and I saw parents and teachers telling kids to do certain things, certain kids. And I didn't know who was who because the child wouldn't listen to nobody. We got to teach our children to respect authority. And I don't care who's in the White House, you still got to respect him. I don't care how many months he got, you still respect him. And I don't care if you like me or not, I'm still in the position of pastor, because there's another one coming after me. And believe it or not, it may be your son, so be careful about how you disrespect the office. So you understand, teach our children respect authority. I learned how to respect authority in the schoolhouse. In Sunday school. Miss Lee is my Sunday school teacher. I respect her. I respect the superintendent. And if we don't teach our children respect authority, they won't respect officers. They won't respect the school teacher. They won't respect the principal. And before long, they'll soon stop respecting you. You gotta understand, it starts in the church. It bothered me so much. I was in Clovis, and I saw two kids that looked like me, girl and a boy, and they was racing on the handicap buggy. And my wife always telling me to mind my business, but since she wasn't there, I took a lick upon myself. I couldn't hold it no more. They just racing through the store. I said, hey, look, don't y'all know these are for handicapped folks? And y'all shouldn't be playing in them? Don't you know that paint a picture for all of us? Yeah. They having a good time in Cobras up and down the aisle in handicap. Don't you know, because they respect their thought, nobody said nothing to them. But they developed an attitude about all of black boys and girls because of one or two. And I had this, I said, listen, don't you understand, we may need to put those back at the front of the store. We're at a point where we can't say nothing to nobody. One, I understand it because some of y'all don't know how to say stuff to folks. You make it worse before you make it better. If you don't know how to say something to folks, just be quiet and pray somebody else that know how to say it come along. Two, you're afraid of what may happen if you say something to the wrong child. Because all the time, grandmas and granddad and probably say stuff like kids ain't on the point, but if you say something to some of the kids, they'll tell you where to go and where to shove. You got to understand, teach children at a young age to respect authority. My dad was when he was 200 pounds, 5'8", and I was scared of him till he died. Because as a young child, he taught me to respect him. You cannot teach a 15-year-old boy to start respecting authority. It's too late. He's bigger than you, he's stronger than you, he's faster than you, and he already have an alliance that's built up behind him. And you got to understand, it's too late. Start at a young age. Young people, why are we having in Sunday school? Why are we taking to trips? Why are we taking a current? It's not just going to trip. We don't want you to understand. You got to learn to respect authority. One, because mama won't be with you always. Daddy can't always get you out of trouble. You got to learn to respect authority. Takes going back to school, y'all. Sometimes we got to be the teacher. They know we say it, but it does take a village to raise these children. So we teach them to respect authority. But number two, this wisdom would teach you not to give in to peer pressure. Wisdom would teach you not to give in to peer pressure. When you go back to school, the public school system, you're going to have some peer pressure. There will be some things that you normally wouldn't do. You do all summer, but next week you don't want to do them. Because everybody that's around you is doing it. And young people, I'm not just talking about you, but old folks too. Because we act differently when the pressure's on. Let me tell you, I know pressure busts fine. You got to be careful not to give in to peer pressure. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay not to be liked by the crowd. And I'm going to tell you, the older you get and the more folks you give money to and help out, you realize that you don't have so many friends after all. You got to realize you can't give in to peer pressure, because when you're in trouble and you need help yourself and you need your light bill paid, your car note, man, you can't find no friends. But when things are going good and everybody on your side and you don't believe me, find yourself down and out. You'll be down and out all by yourself. No, you don't believe me? Find yourself, leave food on your table. Those very folks that you help put food on their table, they'll walk by and say stuff like, I'm praying for you. I already told you, if I'm hungry, don't pray for me, bring me a hot dog. Peer pressure. When you don't have wisdom, you can have a lot of education, but don't have wisdom, and you can fall down by the way of peer pressure. That's why all our good girls find themselves pressured by boys. Don't want to do nothing for themselves. You know, I got one that I got my eyes on. I told her, listen, you call me what you want to call me. I'm still dad. But at the same time, the reason why I try to help Ray out, because they'll be the one to show up to the house. So I either talk about them or help them out. You never know. So before you criticize all these boys that got to teach someone to pull the pants up, because that may be the one your nice daughter in love with. Peer pressure will make folks speak to you one day and walk past you the next day because they're around the people. Peer pressure, people that quote Bible verses on Sunday, but cuss on Monday and Tuesday. So wisdom. Number three, we gotta respect authority. Don't give it to peer pressure. But number three, make Christ the Lord of your life. Wisdom does not come by way of books. Wisdom does not come by way of the schoolhouse. But wisdom comes by being in God's house. Solomon was a young boy and he had wisdom. And you got to understand, the more Christ you have, the more you can be Christ-like. And God will give you wisdom. definition of wisdom, we understand wisdom is not based on right and wrong. Wisdom is based on your character. And because you have the wisdom of God, you can be young and have wisdom, and you can be old and be a fool. And so Solomon, he said, if you really want to have knowledge, you got to learn to fear God. I'm not scared of God like the boogeyman, but I fear God enough that I may be up today and I'm down tomorrow, and I'm going to need God to pick me up. And so, God, I know I may need you tomorrow. That's why I'm going to do the right thing right now. See, I'm not like perfect like some of y'all in here. I haven't always done things right like most of y'all in here, because I stumble and I fall and I fear God. I'm wise enough to know, God, I need you every minute, every hour. Don't have anybody here that have enough wisdom to realize I can't do this by myself. I got enough wisdom to say, if that was my child, I wouldn't talk to them like that. I got enough wisdom to say, it may not come when I want it to come, but God will always show up right on time. And the only way that's going to happen, you got to engulf yourself with God. Sometimes you got to press through storms. You got to press through barriers. You got to press through people and say, God, if you done it for Big Mama and she never went to a schoolhouse, I want to go to that same school that I never missed. I don't have anybody here know that wisdom is the beginning of not to fear God. It's the beginning of not. So if I fear God, God will make a way for me. And so Solomon teaches us here in verses chapter 1 through 9 to speak to young people as well as people like that you got to have wisdom, and God will do everything else. And wisdom will teach how to talk to people. Yes, her dress is too short, but it ain't for you to go up and pull it down. Yes, her cleavage is short, but when you always had a little more fur, they stood up too. Oh, some of y'all don't forgot now. You just can't pick a mini skirt. You know why you mini skirt, amen. You got to be careful how you talking for. I'd rather have somebody with their cleavage short, skirt short, trying to learn about God, and they acquire the wisdom of God, and the more they come to church, the more they start wearing long dresses, the more they start covering up. You ain't got to say something all the time, because it took life changes for you to change your time. I wish I had somebody here. I know they may smell like alcohol and they got some beer in pocketbook, but you ain't got to tell them they smell like a drunk, because you drunk until the doctor told you that you had cirrhosis of the liver. I wish I had some believers here. You drunk until you couldn't smoke no more. Then God saved you, and when God saved you, realize it's the wisdom of God that'll make me hold my peace when everybody else says something. We can either draw or drive folks away from Christ and stop talking about everybody else, because there's a time you ain't be talked about. I can't talk about other folks' children. I got 4 of them that got to get grown. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Stop talking about everybody else's husband when you don't have one. Wisdom makes it, that's when you don't have one. Wisdom makes you be quiet. You got to understand, God is in control. You're saying in Sunday school, you can't fix nobody else's house. What's going on? I stop trying to worry about what's going on in Deacon Park. I can't worry about what's going on in Brother DeAndre. I can't worry about what Mr. Smith doing. I'm trying to get my house together, so when I see God for myself, I can hear him say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Best believe at my dinner table at dinner time, I'm not talking about none of y'all. I love all of y'all, but when it's time to eat, you are not on my conversation list. You got to understand, we got to go back to school where believers love one another. We fear God. I don't got enough fear of God, but that I won't talk about Sister Richardson. Because God hears everything. Regardless of how people act towards you, you still love them. And so the fear of God is beginning us. So young people, when you go back to school on next week, have your mind made that you're going to do your best. You have one job. That's to get out of school. You got the rest of your life to be grown. You got not rest your life to get married and have sex. You got to rest your life to experience stuff. Be a child. Go outside, run, fall, get dirty, get dirty sometimes, get a big ball and kick it. Don't be grown, just shit. You got all your life to be on Facebook. You got all your life to be on social. Enjoy, turn the lights on and walk around. Enjoy on the refrigerator and you ain't got to worry about paying the bill. Enjoy being a child because when adulthood get here, you can't go back. You got to go back to school, y'all. And going back to school, got to teach the young. The Bible said, oh, should teach the young. That's some mistakes I made. I don't want Malachi and Quentin to make. That's some things I did. I don't want to hear that they have done. But that you got to understand, we got to teach them. It's our job. But if what happens, we got to go back to school. And you can't be a teacher, teach everybody else, and don't teach your own children. Like I said, I've been telling this for 4 years now, and I see it still happen. Don't correct my children and your children right around the corner doing the same or something worse than my child. Somewhere charity starts at home. Amen. Yes, sir. Amen. So we're ready to close out here. I want you to understand today that it's time to go back to school. Because there was a school like this school here, and brother said he was in Sunday school 60 years ago. That was a Sunday school teacher right there, Mother McLeod, over 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? It was teachers that I had, like Mother McLeod, that taught me to love folks. It was a school like this that taught me how to forgive folks that despitefully use me and mistreat me. I wish I had somebody say, because I went to the right school, you're not going to steal my joy. Because this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the world can't take it away. So if I don't get a promotion, I still got joy. If I don't have nobody to pat me on my back, I still have joy. If I don't have somebody tell me, attaboy, good job, I still have joy. Because it was a school like this that said, God be for me, who can be against me? And because I got a God like that, and I learned in the school, I got a reason to praise God. So I wish I had about 20 folks here that are crazy to praise God. Because in a school like this, God told you I'd be a bridge over your troubled water. It was a school like this that God said, I never leave you, nor will I forsake you. It was a school like this that said, lean not to your own understanding, and I will direct your path. It was a school like this that said, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. Do I have anybody here know that if I keep going to school, God will keep supplying my needs, whatever your need may be. God got it. If you need joy, God got it. If you need peace, God got it. But you got to be in school. That's the thing you can't teach yourself. You can't come to church once a year and say you got it. You can't come to church once a month and say you got it. I wish I had somebody here say I need thee every minute. I need it every hour because he woke me up this morning. He started me on my way. And because God's the head of my life, I got to give him all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. I wish I had about 10 folks here say I can't do it by myself, but if God do it for me, I will be all right. Do I have anybody here? Keep on pressing on. Keep on moving on. Because I got a God that can raise the dead. I got a God that can give sight to the blind. He raised a man that was down for 38 years. He went to the grave of Lazarus and been there 3 days. Oh, God raised him up. God has a way of being your walking with you in your fiery furnace. So whatever you're going through, I dare you to give him a praise. Whatever you're walking through, I dare you to give him a praise. Whatever you're going over, I dare you to give him a praise. And even when you're down and out, you still give him a praise. Let me tell you a secret. There's only 2 times you should praise God. That's when you feel like it and when you don't feel like it. Because God is still good and he's been good to you. You ought to say, I got a reason to give him praise. Because in the schoolhouse, the Bible told me that God people. And Reverend Jones used to say it like this: when praises go up, blessings come down. I wish I had somebody here that said, I don't know a lot of Bible, Reverend, but I know how to praise him. And every time I praise him, I feel a little better. I begin to move down on the inside. And I think about what Jeremiah said. He said, it's like fire shut up in my mouth. Every time I try to quit, every time I want to sit down, some just get a hold of me, and I just can't quit. Ezekiel said, he's a wheel in the middle of the wheel. The old nigga said he's a battle actor in a time of battle. I don't know what you call him, but if you don't have nothing to call him, let me help you out. Just say Jesus, because there's power in the name of Jesus. Say Jesus, there's deliverance in the name of Jesus. Why do you get so excited about Jesus? I get excited because one Friday night on a hill called Cabot, tucked away, there was 3 crosses, a thief on the left, a thief on the right, but Jesus was standing in the middle. There was one thief said, if you're Jesus, come on down and save yourself. But the one on the right said, remember me. And Jesus said, this day you shall be with me in paradise. Don't have anybody here that's so glad that God didn't have the boat, that God didn't have to have a meeting. He said, this day all your sins shall be forgiven. The Bible says he died, but early on Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. He had the power to change your circumstance. He had the power to turn your situation around. It's just time for the church to